celebrate the joys of life and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show.
Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn out we do. Hey.
They said we said we lit. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Cause you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we lit. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 85th edition of the Low-Down on TSWS Gaming. I'm Loke7, and joining me for a special edition is Mr. Matt Likes Games. Matt, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing really good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. For those that might not know you but are watching us, please plug your stuff right at the beginning, and then you can plug your channel again at the end.
You can find all of my stuff on YouTube, Matt Likes Games. Just put out a video. I'm gonna probably have another video later this week, so look forward to that. And then I also do podcasts over there. Monday at 8 p.m. is the L3R3 podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Twan. And then Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern is the two-player podcast with myself and Ham Solo. No show tonight because Ham Solo's internet is down, but we will be back next week with that. So look forward to that. And then you'll find me here Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern for bull sitting with Loke and everyone else.
Let's go. Thank you so much for joining me, Matt. So yeah, like Matt just said, Ham's having some internet connections. Turns out he might be the one pretending to be American and actually is in Africa, and he has an accent because his internet it sounds like what an African would have. Matt, no?
I mean, I guess we're both kind of speculating since neither of us are from Africa. So
right.
Yeah, it does sound like that, though. Maybe, perhaps. Oh
my goodness! I love being on this show with you, Matt. What have you been playing this past week?
Dude, what have I been playing? Dude, Space Marine. As soon as I could be playing Space Marine, I was playing Space Marine, and I haven't been playing anything else since. I beat it. I'll say that. I beat it.
Okay. Give us your review, your take, your feelings on Space Marine 2 without spoilers, because as you know, I haven't beat it yet.
I'll tell you what, the sole spoilers thing, it's hard to do spoilers, really. Like, I just beat the game, like, last night, and I couldn't really tell you spoilers. Like, wow. I played the story, obviously. I enjoyed it, but, like, much like a game like Doom, the key part of this game for me is the gameplay. Adding a story around it is just like, okay, that's a cool little bonus. The story was pretty decent. Again, it didn't overtake the gameplay at any point in the game, but it was cool that it was there. But the gameplay, this is my game of the year. I'm going to say that right now. And I did not think that something was going to beat Dragon's Dogma 2. I was fully
You know
certain
what?
that Dragon's, what's that?
If that's the competition, yeah, that's the game of the year. I'm sorry.
Well, Dragon's Dogma 2 is great. Have you
It's
played
pretty
it?
mid. Yeah,
It's
I
pretty
have.
mid.
I
Jesus,
fell
you
asleep.
have terrible taste in
I
games. Like
did
you
fall.
just
I was bored out of my mind. The only reason I didn't fall asleep is because I was pressing buttons. But
what were you? Did you play the
I
game
was
or what? What were you doing? Were you playing the wrong game or something? What
no, I was playing
did you
Dragon's
boot up like
Dogma.
Metal Gear Solid 2 or something? Like what were you playing? That
Oh,
it was
he thinks
boring.
he's funny.
I mean they throw you into
Vega
really cool fights within like an hour of the game. It's incredible. All right, but whatever. Space Marine 2 is my game of the year.
incredible. Sure.
Is
Well,
my game of the year. And it's based entirely off of the gameplay. Like I said, I beat the campaign. I haven't even really done any of the multiplayer stuff outside of like I played a little bit of the co-op with you for like maybe 30 minutes. Outside of that, I've done
so
all
now,
single player. What's that?
now, now I'm just going to invite you over to play with me, and you've already played the whole game,
Hmm?
so it'll be like easy mode.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's on normal, so yeah, it'll be. I mean, that game's not. I wouldn't say that game's difficult, but it's not easy.
It's
It's
not
it,
easy.
it's somewhere
The
in
45
between.
minutes or so that we played, it was not easy.
Yeah, it's somewhere in between, but it's not terribly difficult. Vincent Vegas says, "What happened to Hellblade 2 Game of the Year?" What happened to Hellblade 2 Game of the Year? Hellblade 2 is
It
up
was never
there.
game of the year. Come on,
For
come
for
on,
me, it's
Max.
up there. I mean, it's not beating Dragon's Dogma, and it's certainly
No,
not
I'm
beating
not
Space
saying.
Marine 2.
Listen. The up there is one thing. A lot of
Yes.
people have lots of contenders. I'm talking about. It was never
Yes.
your actual pick for game of the year.
No, it's never going. First of all, it's never going to be my actual pick for Game of the Year, especially after a game like this.
Oh man,
And then also, it's not going to be. It's just not. It's not going to be like when Jeff Keighley does his awards thing. It's not going to be in the thing for Game of the Year. It won't be.
Forget Jeff Keighley, dude. Forget
Exactly.
Jeff
That's what
Keighley.
I'm saying.
I'm saying
Like
what
on the
is Mad
person.
Like Games?
Exactly.
It
That's like on a
would it
personal level, it
qualify
will
as
not
a
be
Mad
mine.
Like game?
It would be right now. That would be in third place. So no, it's not my game of the year.
Exactly. That's
Okay.
when I say it was never game of the year. That's what I mean. Like I
Yeah.
don't think there's a significant amount of people that would put it literally number
No,
one.
there's not a
I'm not
significant amount of people.
like, and I'm discounting obviously for Xbox fanboys when it first came out. I'm discounting
Sure.
people that are employed by Bethesda or Microsoft, etc. I'm talking about just actual, unbiased people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
It's
even Ham that
someone's
said
game of the
he
year,
enjoyed
not
it,
mine.
even Ham that said he really liked it. I don't think I've ever, unless memory is failing me, I don't think I've heard him say once that it was actually his game of the year.
I remember really loving Hellblade 2. Especially there's a few parts. I mean, I don't think you played it, or maybe you played it, but you never beat it. I don't think.
Yeah,
But
I
there's
made it. I made it to. Oh my god! Like some caves or whatever with
sure.
some
Yeah, I know where that is.
puzzles,
Yeah,
and I was so bored. I was so bored. I
that's
was just
fair.
like, dude, like I'm alright. I've already put in like 4 or 5 hours. Apparently, it's a 12 to 18 hour thing, and I was like, I'm good. Like
No,
if
it's
this,
not 12 to
if
18 hours. Look, if
I'm
you
going
put
to
in
get
4 or 5
more,
hours, you were almost done.
oh my god. Well,
You were
I
you
just
were
came to the
almost.
conclusion. If I'm going to get more of whatever it is that I'm getting now, I'm good. You know what I mean?
I think I agree with that. There's a decent amount of parts in Hellblade 2 that were boring, but there's also a lot of parts, in fact, 3 specific parts that come to mind in Hellblade 2 that
Yeah.
like the way they mixed what was happening on screen with the music and like the sound from like everything happening, like it was so fucking cool. It was so unbelievably fucking cool. And they did that off the top of my head 3 times, might have been 4 times throughout the game. But like that whole package was really cool, but it's just not game of the year. It's not
Yeah.
it's not that.
Yeah, Vincent Vega, welcome in. Thank you for coming in nice and early. Sunrash says Space Marine 2 is their game of the year, his or hers.
Mhm.
Sunrash, if
Agreed.
you don't mind, I'd like to know what specifically. We got Matt's points, a couple of them. I'd like one, just one. Blah blah blah. Says Serex Man, welcome in. Vincent Vega, when it launched, those who played said it's their game of the year contender at the time. Again, Vince, I didn't see one legit person saying this. When I say legit, I'm not saying that they're liars or fake, right? But I'm saying take out all the Xbox fanboys, right? Take out all the people that are employed by Xbox, Microsoft, or Bethesda, or they got codes or whatever, and just focus on the people that just played it for the sake of playing it. I don't remember a single person saying that was a game of the year for them. I saw a lot of people, even K-Mega was like, yo, this is special. It looks amazing. Everyone was just dropping their jaws on the floor for how it looks. I don't remember anyone legit saying this is their game of the year. So that's all
I'm sure he's right
I'm
though.
saying.
Somebody said that.
What you mean convenient? I'm just being genuine, bro.
Somebody
I'm
said
just
that.
being, dude. There's people saying Astrobot is their game of the year, but if you pay attention, it's like, can you really 100%
I
like
mean,
agree? Look at these people and say that they're legit. There's a lot of. I'm talking about randos. I want randos to be saying Astrobot's the game of the year. I don't want people that are shills. That's all I'm saying.
I think back to when Hellblade 2 launched, and even I probably said it was like it's right there with Dragon's Dogma. I
Yes.
believe I said that. But like again, here we are months later. Dragon's Dogma was overtaken by Space Marine. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Space Marine slaps in a good way. Nice. Big Mad Mo, welcome in, brother. Says good afternoon all. Appreciate it, Mo. Welcome. Also, Mo, I'm putting my hands up here. Yesterday, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. If you check my Twitter, Epic was down yesterday. Epic was down. That's why there was no Football Manager stream. Legit, it wasn't my fault. Epic was down. All right. I posted it because I was like, what's going on? And then a ton of people just started liking, retweeting, and commenting. Even people in Brazil and Spain were like, yo, something's wrong. I remember wondering, Dutch was like, there's nothing wrong with Epic on my end because I don't have it installed. Matt, a quick side dish before we get to the main course that is the PlayStation Pro. The animosity is still very strong for Epic in the PC gaming community. Like I got a lot of flack yesterday from people that some people are even DMing me like, dude, what's wrong with you? Don't be doing that. Don't be posting that you play games on it. I'm like, what? What are you?
Yeah, that's cringe. That's really cringe. People hate, like, I think it's honestly on PC, it's groupthink. It's like, and I get it, Steam is great, but
Steam is excellent.
like,
It's number one, dude.
It's literally the number one platform on PC. So it's like,
there's no fight.
So because it's built all this great reputation over the years, people have like this weird sense of groupthink where it's like if you use anything but Steam, you're just a shill for whatever you're using. It's like, I mean, I
which is
much
why
prefer Steam. Yeah, same.
Which
Yeah,
is
100%.
I also much prefer Steam. But Steam,
but for me, dude, I said I prefer Steam because like I have a Steam Deck. And yeah, you can get Epic on your Steam Deck. It's pretty easy to set up, but it's like it's not as convenient. It's a lot more convenient to just have the Steam game.
Steam doesn't have the Metro Exodus at the gold edition at $1 right now. Like the sales on Epic are insane. They're
Yes,
crazy
100%. And the
because they're
reason they
trying
do
to
that
control them.
and the reason they do that is to draw in people because they're trying to fight the general sentiment that all these PC edgelords have, where it's like, if you use Epic, you're stupid. You're stupid. You're what's wrong with the game? It's like, dude,
All out.
if a game is $1 on Epic and it's $20 on Steam, gonna buy it on Epic.
What are we doing? Because it still runs on Epic the same way it would run on Steam. Like, dude, one of the main reasons I abandoned the PlayStation and the Xbox, not in terms of I don't play them at all. That's not what I'm saying. The reason I abandoned them as my main platforms is because of the freedom that PC like sold to me. I was watching all these videos from like Seattle Joe, oh no, it's Alex and whatever, and then I did some research and I'm like, yeah, dude, I am God if I'm playing on PC. If I'm playing on console, dude, it's like people think it's just a meme. It's not. The whole master race thing, the whole peasants thing, it's quite literally real. Because on PC, you set the terms. You were the boss, bro. You're in the kitchen, all the ingredients are yours. You can have pasta, God forbid, you can have pasta with ketchup if you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
on PlayStation and on Xbox and Nintendo, you have to go with whatever it's served in front of you. So that's why I don't understand PC people that might be upset that, yo, this guy has all the launches. I have all of them. All of them. Every single one of them. And I'm not even upset about it. I'm not. I'm just not. I've got
Yeah.
GG.D running every time I got like a spare 10, 20 $20, Matt. I'm checking GG.deals. And I don't care where I get the codes, dude. What are we talking about? If I get Space Marines on PC for $10 next year, I don't care where I get it. As long as I get it. I think it's
Yeah.
wild. It's wild.
I'll use any launch. The only launcher I really have a problem with on PC is Ubisoft, and that's because their launcher. Like the deals and stuff they have, sometimes they're good, but God, that launcher it actually stinks to use. Like it's
Okay, I
actually a
don't have the
pain to
Ubisoft
use.
launcher.
It's
What
terrible.
happened?
It's really bad. Like it's one of those launchers that like
I know
one thing I don't
need
like
to rate.
about it is like if you tab out of the game and you want to close the launcher just because you don't want a bunch of stuff open, it's like nope, you can't do that. It's gonna make your game get all screwed up and shit. I don't like
If you
that.
want to do what?
Say you're running a game through the Ubisoft launcher
Yeah.
and you tab out of it
Yeah.
and you want to close the Ubisoft launcher in the background. It's one of those
Yeah.
launchers that it doesn't like when you do that. It'll like mess up your game when you're trying to do that. Also, the fact that like, dude,
I
that
can't.
launcher, there's too many problems with it. Like it's like there's too many crashes with that launcher. I've also had instances where it's like I know my password, I've entered my password, and like it's telling me it's incorrect. So then I got to do the whole forgot password thing to make a new password. But it takes them like an hour to send me an email so I can get a link to reset. It's a bad launcher. It's a really bad launcher.
So, okay, please explain the whole tab out thing to me clearly, because
So like
this
if
might
I
be a
was
deal breaker for
playing
me. Can I
if
tab
I was playing
out?
Star Wars
Can I tab out?
Outlaws,
Yeah.
so if I'm playing Star Wars Outlaws on Ubisoft launcher, I tab out of the game and then I see, oh, my Ubisoft launcher is still running in the background. Let me close that because I can do that with
Okay.
Steam. I can do that with anything else. If you do that with Ubisoft,
Okay.
it gives you a load of shit for it. And sometimes it'll just crash your game. And sometimes it'll just tell you don't do that. It'll just tell you don't do that. And it's like that's not a huge deal. It's more so everything else, but that's not a huge deal. But it is like a little nitpick that I don't love about Ubisoft.
Okay. Sunresh says, I love the story and the gore in it is so cool, and the
Yeah.
graphics are just drooling. Well, those are very good reasons. Like Matt said earlier on, we did play. What was it? Monday launch day. We played on Monday.
They launched.
The Brokies launch day, because we did not shell out for the Ultimate Edition or whatever, right? We
Also,
got the
shout out
Brokies
to
launch
Ham.
day.
Shout out to Ham because I'm game sharing with it. That's the only reason I was able to play it.
Nice. So yeah,
shout out to
we
him.
we did play it and can confirm about the gore and the graphics.
Yeah.
The blood even stains his cape. For me, that's when my mind exploded. When I was like, "What?" And then his boots. If you notice, I think everyone notices when you run, his boots actually make the cape move around, and the cape forms around his boots depending on how he's moving or falling or running or whatever. It's insane.
Yep.
I don't know how they did it, but it's crazy. As for the story, I don't know. I have not made it very far. I think we only played like 45 minutes. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm glad the story satisfies you, Sunrash. So far, Matt, from what we played, I've gone back to the people that I follow, the channels that I'm subscribed to, who do the lore for Warhammer. I'm watching all those videos about like the Grey Knights and all that other stuff. It's freaking awesome.
There's so much lore for Warhammer. It's like it's too much for me to even try to
Yeah.
get into.
I want to buy the books because apparently
Oh my
there's
god.
so many books. You could go
Yeah.
years just reading Warhammer. Nothing else.
Yep.
It's realistic.
There's a lot. Too much, some might say. Too much, but you know.
Too much. Welcome into Oshis the Goalpost Mover. That's not Oshis' real account, but appreciate you. Says shout out to my good friend Log. Sensei 808, welcome in, brother. Yo. Sour Blow, welcome. Matt, with the
Yep.
preamble out the way, can we get to the main subject?
What's the main subject, Luke? Did
Oh,
anything
man.
interesting happen over the last, I don't know, 24, 48 hours?
Not much, really. Not much. As you will see from this result over her from PlayStation. I don't know, a little some. It's a little some. Sorry, Matt. My bad. Matt,
There you go.
$700. How are you feeling?
That's that's
I
a
saw that
lot of
video.
money.
Guys.
That is a lot of money, man. That's so much. That's I don't know. Because I'll tell you what, like I woke up yesterday and I was like, oh, that's right. They did the PlayStation thing. And I was like, let me check Twitter just for the notes before I watch like the actual presentation. And the first thing I saw as soon as I refreshed Twitter was $700 for the PS5 Pro. And before I knew anything about it, before I knew any of its features, what it was bringing to the table, I cackled. I cackled immensely.
Like a hyena.
Because as soon as I saw that, I was like, dude, you're out of your mind. And that was before I knew it was digital only. Keep that in mind. I thought that was like the disc. I thought that was a disc-based console, is what I was thinking.
B, what's up?
And dude, once I watched that presentation, dude, they're showing me Borderlands 2 to show off the PS5 Pro. They're showing me here's Last of Us. It's like, dude, you guys, do you have any games? Do you have anything? Like, what are you doing? Why are you showing me why are you showing me a PS4 game that you updated for PS5 to show off the PS5 Pro? Why are you showing me a 360 game to show off the PS5 Pro? What's the point of that? Also, they're showing off Hogwarts Legacy. It's still running at 30 FPS. Why? Why are you showing that off? Like I don't know. Like here's the thing. It's already not for me. I'm someone who's not really in the market for a PS5 Pro. I just don't care enough. But like, I mean, seeing the general sentiment online, it seems like a lot of people don't care for it at that price point.
Oh, we're going to
It's
get into the sentiments. We will get into
yeah.
the sentiment.
Okay, so what were your thoughts when you saw $700 US, 700 Texas bucks for that for that PS5 Pro?
700 freedom dollars.
Exactly.
Oh man, how to say this? Okay, Matt, if stop laughing, don't laugh.
I'm
If
interested.
I was not a content creator, right? If I was
Mhm.
not a content creator, I would be at a minus 100% on purchasing the PS5 Pro.
Yeah,
But considering who I am and what I do, right?
I'm interested to hear this next one. Wait, what's that?
I am I'm probably going to get it. I'm
God
probably
bless
going.
you. God bless you.
Oh
Look,
man. I did
someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it.
listen. I'm not defending it. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm putting in the
Sure.
caveat of that's why I'm putting in the caveat of content creator, or if you review games, stuff like that. I write for like a couple of outlets and whatever, some websites, whatever, and I need to be as up to date as possible.
Mhm.
You know, because sometimes the code is only going to be for the PS5 Pro. I don't know if that's possible.
No, it's not.
It
The
would just be just
PS5 game will,
PS5.
yeah, PS5 game will work across the Pro. If it's
Okay.
enhanced, then it updates for the Pro.
Okay. But yeah, I still want to be as updated as possible, even if I think it's minuscule. And Matt, look at this.
Mhm.
Let's be honest. And I know some people will say, "Oh, it's YouTube or whatever." Dude, go to the official PlayStation. Go to the official PlayStation website. Sorry, YouTube right now. It's not live anymore. And play this. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, the differences between these two is not $700 worth, in my opinion.
No, it's not.
It's not. And sure, you can trade in your old one, but you still you saw how much the prices dropped for trade-ins. Now,
Yeah.
instead of paying maybe 3 or 200, now we're talking about, oh, you're probably going to have to fork over a proper $500 bill for mid-gen refresh.
Yeah.
When I'm not seeing it, dude. And this business of, if you look real close, and you replay it 10,000 times, bro, what the hell? What's the difference here?
Dude,
What are we doing?
that
What are
part.
we doing? Because
That
Matt, when you're
yeah.
playing a game, and this is what's crazy to me. When you're playing a game, this is can you see my mouse on the screen? Please tell me you can see my
Yep.
mouse.
Yeah.
90% of us, right, are giving like 80% of our attention here.
Mhm.
The rest of the 20 is everywhere else.
Yeah.
When you're actually playing the game, you're not console warring or whatever, you're just playing the game. Most of us aren't really checking to see what this looks like. Like, is there, what does this say? Matt, who has ever given a fuck about what this says right here? I wonder. I wish I could pay an extra $200 so I could see exactly what it says on this tiny minuscule. What are we doing?
It's
And
not
then
me, I'll tell you that.
they had to zoom in this far, bro, to show a difference. What are we doing?
Dude, when they showed that part specifically, that specific Ratchet and Clank thing, Mark Cerny's like, my favorite example of this is this part in Ratchet and Clank where you could see the crowd in the background. It looks so much sharper, and I'm just like, dude, are you on crack right now? because first of all, it sort of does, but is it worth $700? No. And here's the thing also, you mentioned like the whole trade-in value. For someone like myself, like if I was going to get this thing, there would be no trade-in value because I'm keeping my consoles. That's the thing I've started to say that I'm going to be doing going forward, because I never did it up till now. I've gotten rid of every console at some point, and at the beginning of this generation, like once I had all the consoles, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep these, and that's going to be the thing I do. I'll just have them. So like that whole trade-in thing for me personally, I know I'm like the minority in that, is just not a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I don't know. Like I don't know what they were thinking to show off. Like I'm surprised they didn't even like have a tech demo ready to show off the PS5 Pro. It was just like, here's Last of Us, here's Ratchet and Clank, and here's Borderlands 2. Like I was surprised they didn't have a tech demo ready for that. Something like Unreal Engine 5 or something, like show the differences, or like nothing. I mean, this thing's been rumored for how long? Like over a year, I think.
Yeah. Technically, it's been leaked like since forever. I don't know how long it's been. Like we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, I just don't know how they didn't have other things ready to show this thing off and show what it actually can do. Because, like, I'm sure it's good. That presentation was good enough for somebody, but like, as somebody who was already skeptical about it, that not only made me not less skeptical, it made me way more skeptical of it, honestly. So I don't know. It's obviously not for me. That's all I can really say, especially at that price point.
What would be for you, Matt? How much would they have to charge you for you to be okay?
So I said it in my video. I like, and this goes for both companies because Xbox is doing this as well. The only difference is they're not shafting us with a pro console at the moment.
I was going to say,
yeah, this goes for both companies. This goes for both companies. So the PS5 digital at this point should be like $299. The PS5 disc-based version should be $399. The PS5 Pro should be $499. The Series S 512 gigabytes should be $199. 1 terabyte Series S should be $249, and then the digital Series X should be $349, and the Series X should be $399. And then that 2 terabyte thing that they're doing, that shouldn't even, honestly, that shouldn't even exist. That if it does, it should be replacing the 1 terabyte at $399. But it's a limited edition console, so I get that they're gonna do their whole, it's limited editions, so you know we're gonna upsell you for it. But like, I don't know, like it's just so backwards considering the fact that like last gen the PS4 Pro launched at the same price as the PS4 at launch. Now it's $200 more than the PS5 at launch for the PS5 Pro. It's just like, I get inflation happens, but that's not that. That is not that. That's not inflation. That's artificial inflation.
So Fark Q's is disappointed in me and says, put the money into your PC. So I'm planning on buying a pre-built like monster PC. But in terms of budget, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe 5,000. You know, I might be interested in putting down 5,000 for
5,000. Jesus, what do you work for, NASA?
I wish.
What are you doing?
Okay, point is, I want to buy like a monster PC that I can have for like 10 years. Okay. And
yeah, that'll do it.
and I'm willing to sit there and wait to have the money, even if it's end of like 2025 or mid 2026. I'm willing to wait that long to get this monster PC. And in my mind, I'm sitting and I'm like, okay, you're willing to spend for that, but you're not willing to spend for this. Because my main platform is PC. And like I said before, the personal caveat for me is that I'm a content creator right now.
Mhm.
And you can't predict in terms of in future what's going to happen or what's going to be like necessary for you to get codes and review certain games. And maybe people will be more interested in finding out, oh, how does this run on the pro, etc., etc. You know, so
Sure.
it's just an efficiency thing for me. But I'm not sitting here and saying it's good value. You know,
No. Yeah.
I'm I'm just saying, like, if I wasn't a content creator, guys, like, I'm not even trying to tell you guys to buy this. And that's another thing, Matt. You gave us your personal feelings on this.
Mhm.
If someone came to you and asked you, like, I have $1,000, Matt, and I just saw the PS5 Pro, I'm excited. What would you say to this person? And they came to
Oh,
you for advice. Would you advise them to get it or?
there's questions I'd have to ask. Are you in the PlayStation ecosystem? If you are, then you probably lean more towards, yeah, go ahead and get it. If you're somebody who doesn't have a PS5 or you're not in the PlayStation ecosystem and you're just like, hey, this thing looks cool. I've got $1,000. Should I grab this? I'd probably say build a PC. Unless, of course, you don't want. See, it's all up to what that person wants, really. Like my advice to somebody not in the PlayStation ecosystem
Yeah,
already would be to build a PC. But if you're somebody who's in there already and you've already spent, thousands of dollars on games since the PS4 gen started, then by all means buy the PS5 Pro and get yourself. I mean, you say you got $1,000, get a couple games to go with it.
I
But
would
like,
disagree. I'm more extreme than you.
okay, what do you
I
what do you
would
think?
tell I would tell anyone on both consoles, or no, on all three consoles, to abandon them.
I wouldn't do that.
Like if you're a super PlayStation guy, you've got PlayStation all over, I would tell you, let it go now. This stock is tanking. There's just you just can't see it, but it is tanking. Consoles until they figure out a way to give people true ownership and freedom of movement when it comes to your games.
Mm,
They're like temporary access machines. That's
okay.
all they are.
I I think here's the thing. Look, I think you're right. Um, Also, I think that's not a pill that anyone wants to swallow, or not anyone. Most people want to swallow.
Yeah, anyone is
So, like, I could tell that person who's already in that ecosystem to be like, okay, get a PC because it's as far as I'm concerned, it's that easy. Just get a PC. And over time you'll build your library on PC and you will also be saving money in the process. But at the same time, for a lot of people, it's like what saves me money at this exact moment. That PS5 versus because to build an equivalent PC, you're looking at about 900. I think I put together a list like $940. So that's most of your budget on that PC versus somebody's like, yeah, but I could just save, quote unquote, save money
mm-hmm.
now and spend 700 and I have the PS5 Pro. And like that's the mindset for a lot of people. And I don't blame them particularly for it, but like that's the reality of it.
But Matt, what price can you put on ownership?
I mean, apparently you can apparently $700, Loke. Apparently, $700 is the price you can put on that.
Because let me show you something. Let me show you something sad that, like, I figured this one out in January. That's when I switched sides and I completely gave up on consoles. Look at this. Jordan Midler said, "I've never seen this before. Sony has removed my review copy of Concord from my account."
I saw that. Yeah.
Just like that. And Burst Angel
Yeah.
here says, while it's fun to laugh at Sony trying to retroactively unmake Concord, please do not be distracted from the fact the corpos can and will delete games from your console without your knowledge or consent. Your digital library is one click away from zero. And I know I've been smashing on this PC button ever since we started the the show, man. But for me, this is why even if you own 100 games, 500 games on PlayStation, do you really own them?
No, you don't. But most people, look, not all, most people honestly don't care. That's the fact of the matter. Is most people, like, if you show them that, their reaction will be, what can you do? Like
What do you mean, what
that's the
can you
reaction.
do?
That's
For
what
me,
that is what most people's reaction to that would be, is
that's
what?
crazy.
But that's the fact, though. I mean, if that wasn't the fact, then most people's libraries on console and just in general wouldn't be digital. That's most
That's
people's
no,
libraries is
but you can
digital.
be digital on PC and still protect your ownership.
That's true, because it's an open platform.
Yeah,
It's not a closed off platform. That's
yeah.
true. But on console, the thing that, like, if you grew up playing consoles and it's all you've known is playing consoles, it's going to be hard to get you to be like, you know what? Maybe I should spend an extra $300 instead of getting this Pro and get a PC. While, like, in that video I made, I did say, like, the gap between console and console equivalent PC price with the Pro is now smaller than it's ever been. But even that probably still isn't enough to convince most people, hey, you should build a PC. In fact, I'm finding that out because, dude, I simply made a list on Twitter.
Yeah,
Just suggestions, like, hey, these are other options.
they
That's it.
came for your ass.
I made a simple list, and I got people in my replies like, well, actually, it's actually more expensive than the PS5 Pro. It's like, dude, no shit, it's more expensive. I never said it was less expensive. It's like, dude, these are just options. That's all it is. I'm just giving you options. That's all I'm doing. But
You're not
people,
allowed to do that though.
yeah, people don't like that. I don't know.
That's wild. That's wild. No, build it yourself. I'll help you. All right, I'll hold you to it, Sour Blow. Because the issue on my end is that I
I'll help
don't
you with
live.
that.
Sorry?
I'll help you with that.
Cool, cool, cool. But the issue again on my end is that I don't live in South Dakota or
You
Texas
live
or
in
whatever.
Texas. Yeah,
I I live in a third world country.
don't be.
And I would
That's kind of rude of Texas to say that. I don't think that's necessary to say that.
okay. Let's be serious for 2 seconds. Because of where I live, the logistics of getting each and every part to arrive here safely and then having to worry about warranty for each one of them,
Mhm.
it's a bit of an issue. Whereas if I go to Starforge Gaming, for example, I could buy the PC, they'll ship it, and they're responsible for the entire thing. If something goes wrong in the shipping process or whatever, something can be done.
Sure. That's
Whereas
something.
for individual parts, I'm kind of just screwed. It's not
You're
like
not screwed.
I'm afraid to. Okay, explain. Go ahead.
You're because like you said, warranties. You have warranties for parts,
For
and
each part.
more often than not, if something goes wrong in your like when I built my first PC, we had a power outage or a power surge, and I wasn't stupid me. I wasn't using a surge protector at the time, and
I was going to say.
it killed my power supply. But me being an idiot and new to the thing, I'm like, oh crap, is my GPU dead? Did it kill my motherboard? Did it fry my motherboard? Because if it fried my motherboard, then that means probably everything's done. So I'm freaking out about that. Come to find out, just a little bit of troubleshooting. One of my friends suggested get another power supply, plug that in to your PC, turn it on. If everything works, then it just fried your power supply. Lo and behold, it fried my power supply. And he told me most times when something goes wrong on your PC, it's the power supply. It is usually the power supply. And you're able to troubleshoot that quite easily by just you could take it into a place and see about letting them test it, or you can order a cheap power supply and test it yourself. But it's like even then, like if something else goes wrong with like a GPU or motherboard or something, they have warranties for those, specifically for those, because those are very important pieces to your PC.
So even if it gets damaged in shipping, for example,
if it gets damaged in shipping, and you like if you get a component and you open it up and it's damaged, you call the number on that box, and you tell them, yo, the thing I got is, or wherever you bought it from, call whoever and say the thing that you sent me is damaged. I didn't even touch it yet and it's already damaged.
With my Nigerian Prince accent, they're going to believe me and send another one.
Yes. Yes, like they will. I mean, you'll have to send that one back probably, but they will send you a replacement.
Oh man,
they will do that, for sure. I saw Taye saw my video. So the ROG Ally X is $800. That's a fair point, but the ROG Ally X is also on an open platform. It's on an open platform. So like for a lot of people, not all, but that's a more enticing thing. Or for people in the know, that's a more enticing thing than a closed platform at $700. So, it is what it is.
This is not me. This is Ham. This is Ham typing this in the chat. I'm not selling my PC, my gaming laptop, and or my Series X to get a PS5 Pro. That's not what I'm doing. That's Ham in the chat. Don't believe what's. Oh my God, Ham.
Look, I didn't know you were selling your PS5 and your Series X to get a.
Vincent says sounds about right for a pony. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know what? Let's go back to the reactions. Let's watch a video actually. J-Rock.
Oh, I haven't seen these. These are great.
Well, what videos?
I haven't seen too many reactions. I've only seen one, and I think it was 8-bit. I saw.
All right. This one's from okay, it's not from J-Rock, but he shared it. It's from 60 Frames No Lag podcast. Let's go. Let's put some audio in it.
We've been telling you that this thing was going to cost $700, and we told you and told you and told you. And instead of you all just saving your money, like we told you, you were like, well, I'll never do it. And guess what? This thing's more powerful than a 4090. It is. A friend of mine, he called me. He has a 4090. He was like, look, I struggle with this. He said he's struggling with it because he's seen that this thing do things that the 4090 can't do. It's not going to do this. It's going to struggle.
With my mug on me. Oh, DD. Oh, what it is? Oh, DD. What it is?
We've been telling you that this thing was going to cost $700, and we told you and told you and told you. And instead of you all just saving your money, like we told you, you were like, well, I'll never do it. And guess what? This thing's more powerful than a 4090. It is. A friend of mine, he called me. He has a 4090. He was like, look, I struggle with this. He said he's struggling with it because He's seen that this thing do things that the
I
4090
can't.
can't do. It's
I
not going to
can't.
do this.
I
It's going
can't.
to
I can't. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't. I can't do this. Matt, do you
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane because
I want to take my tie off and just go to bed. I'm just
because the equivalent, the closest equivalent to the PS5 Pro GPU, by the way, is an RX 7700 XT, which I'm gonna, just out of my own curiosity, because I think I know the answer, but I want to see for certain an RTX 4090 versus 7700 XT. How much faster? Oh, the 4090 is 139% faster. Oh, okay. So it's not even close. All right. Just wanted to check that on my end. Also, it's weird the way they talk about this thing. Like, let's say it was, let's say it was faster than 4090. It's still,
$700.
yeah, just let's hypothetically say that. Let's say it's faster than 4090. It's still running the same exact CPU that the PS5, the base PS5 is running, which is equivalent to a Ryzen 7, I think it was 3700X. So at that point, it doesn't matter. Like, at a certain point of GPU, pairing it with a 3700X, it's not making a difference. You're only going to get the amount of frames that the 3700X is going to give you. It doesn't matter if you pair it with a $1,500 graphics card or a $300 graphics card. At a certain point, it's diminishing. It doesn't matter. So, like, this whole it's as good as a 4090, it's not, and it never will be. I don't know why people are setting that expectation. Also, the fact that he said, "Dude, we told you, save your money." It's like, dude, some people just don't want this thing. It's not a matter of saving money. If you want it, you'll save money and get it. Also, $700, like, being like, dude, we told you it was going to be $700. Like, dude, it shouldn't be $700. That absolutely shouldn't be $700. And it doesn't matter what the folks on 60 Frames No Lag podcast say. It really doesn't. No disrespect. I don't know him.
One Away Dragon, thank you so much. Says fucking liars or liar. And then he says a friend who doesn't exist. I don't know. That sounded like I have an uncle that works at Nintendo. That's what it sounded like.
Also, did the friend get hands-on the PS5 Pro? Is that what they're saying? Is that what he's saying? Is that the claim? I don't.
Let's try this again. Let us try this again, and let's try not to have a heart attack.
It's a 4090. He was like, look, 4090. It is. A friend of mine, he called me. He has a 4090. He was like, look, I struggle with this. You know, he said he's struggling with it because he's seen that this thing do things that the 4090 can't do. It's not going to do this. It's going to struggle.
With my mug on me. Oh, DD. Oh, what it is? Oh, DD. What it is?
Bro,
We've been telling you.
I wonder what he means. He's seen it do things that the 4090. What can it do that the 4090 can't do? Because the selling point of this whole thing is PSSR, which is their own upscaler, which the 4090 has. It's DLSS and it's industry leading. So, okay, we already got one off the board. 2 is frame generation. That's another big selling point for this thing, apparently, which NVIDIA introduced frame generation. So they've already got that check. That's done. I mean, it's also way more powerful than the PS5 Pro. So, like, I'm interested to know what this does that the 4090 doesn't do. That's impressing his friends so much that it's making him say it's better than a 4090.
And who's his friend? Mark Cerny? I have friends that say that the Xbox One is the greatest console they've ever played. And
sure.
What's your point?
Everybody has a friend who says something, and in this particular scenario, his friend is wrong. Or his friend is made up. One Way Dragon says his friend is Willy Wonka. Exactly. It's just a make-believe person. I don't know.
Oh my God, Ham is messy in the chat. Says if you want the 1490 strength, get a PS4 Pro. Ham, stop it. Save some bandwidth. Exactly. Thank you so much, Vincent. Save it for Friday. All right. You know what we're gonna do, Matt, on Friday on bullsitting? We're just going to open the show. Like I'm gonna open the show, and then I'm gonna ask everyone to move aside. Just move aside, right? And then Ham, 20 minutes, bro. Just go. Have it. Like no one will interfere. We'll just watch. Get some popcorn, some slushies, whatever. 4090 is NIT, is not for gaming. It's truly a workstation GPU, and if you bought one just for gaming, you're not. And that's the thing. I get the feeling a lot of people who talk about specs and internals don't understand them. Because One of the Dragons is saying essentially what you are saying. That the machine is not one specific component. It's 5 or 6 components working together.
Yeah, 100%. And it's
And
like
you can go on YouTube. I did it, and I'm like the console pleb that just got into PC gaming. I did it. There's 5-minute videos that explain what each component does, and there's even a funny one that I saw the other day that explains why you should not buy a 4090 if what you want to do is play a video, if you is to play like the top tier of game. It's not necessary, but here we are. You're speaking so much sense. Loke, get a PS4, bite me. All right, you guys can bite me. Drawn TJ with the first super chat of the night. Thank you so much, Drawn TJ. Appreciate the support, brother. Says PS5 Pro $700 plus tax $50, stand $50, the disc drive $100. So really, the PS5 Pro is $900.
yeah. I mean, what's the disc drive? $80 plus another 30 for the stand. So like you're looking at about $810. Especially if you're somebody like, because the PS5 what's so confusing to me is the PS5 Pro is made for like enthusiasts for PlayStation. It's made for enthusiasts, but if you're an enthusiast, surely you probably already own the PS5 disc-based console. Meaning that if you buy the PS5 digital, what happens to all those games? Oh crap, I got to go out and buy an external disc drive for my PS5. Why wouldn't it just be included in this ridiculously overpriced $800 price tag? Why wouldn't it just be included? I mean, they're price gouging. They're price gouging, and they're doing it because they think they can. And maybe they can. Maybe like none of this matters, and pre-orders go up and it sells out like that, and none of this matters, and this is just what it is. But that's why they're doing it, because they think they can do it.
Yeah. The specs have to all go together. It's not, oh, you have a 4090, so you're automatically at the pinnacle. What's your processor?
Exactly.
What's your RAM? What's your mother? Dude, it's so much that goes into it.
If you got a 4090, buddy, friend of the show, Vinny, I think he's even been on here before.
See, when you have a friend, you usually name drop them.
Yes.
That's what usually happens.
He has a PC with a 4090 in it, but he also spent, just on his processor, about $560. To put that in perspective, to buy the processor that's in the PS5, the base PS5 and the PS5 Pro, it's about $180. That's probably a little bit more, honestly, than it would cost. It's about $180. So, like, it doesn't matter if you paired that with 2 4090s or 3 4090s or 5090 or 6090. It wouldn't matter, because nothing's going to happen. It's not going to go any further than the processor will take it, which is nowhere.
The beginner has a good analogy for the plebs like me. He says the GPU upgrade is like putting Usain Bolt's running shoes on Susan Boyle. she still ain't doing a sub 10-second 100-meter run.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
My Toyota Highlander has the power of a Bugatti W16 quad turbocharged W16 engine. Yeah, it has the power, but can you do the speeds, right? Like the rest of the components matter. You don't have the
Yep.
suspension, you don't have the aerodynamics, you don't have the the gearbox. You have nothing. Just the engine is the same. So it's not even the whole engine that's the same. It's just one specific component, maybe like horsepower or whatever. 4090 can't get the detachable disc tray. Ham's having too much fun. He's having too much fun. 4090 can't give it to you raw. No, oh my goodness. Mission.
Damn.
Settle down. Willy Wonka in the chat. All right, so we saw that video. Can we agree, Matt, that it's probably not a good idea to be following the advice of this specific podcast on this specific topic?
Yeah, I would say that. And again, no disrespect. I don't know the gentleman, so but just your advice here is wrong. It's bad. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not right. All right, so the next one is a reaction from Jack's Films. Hold up, let me pull that up real quick.
Wait, is this true, Luke?
What?
Is that true? Luke is a scalping scam. I could see that being true.
You know, essentially, my home market in Mozambique is just it is essentially just scalpers, because we don't have like official stores like GameStops and whatever, which is why I paid literally $1,000 for my PS5, like just the base PS5.
Damn. Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah, that's why when I see like 700, like I can understand how it's crazy for you guys to spend 700. For me, his friend have a 4090 laptop. For me, it's just, yeah, it's $700. Like, I'm not saying I'm balling. It's just that we've been getting price gouged for years on my end. So it's like, okay,
yeah,
cool, whatever. No Ham, stay in the chat. Please troll Loke a bit more. All right. Let's watch this video.
For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet and Clank. Distant details are much clearer.
Oh yeah, the banner. No, shoot, what am I looking at here? The building right has more windows. No. Are there more polygons?
And here we can see Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout the scene.
Okay, now they're just fucking with me. What am I supposed to look at the trees? Oh, you know what? The leaves look sharp. Oh no, that's the original PS5. What am I looking at here?
For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet and Clank.
There you go.
That's
36,000 likes, 4,000 retweets. Like, it's out of hand, dude. You can't see anything.
Yeah. I wonder what the like to dislike ratio is on that PS5 Pro reveal, because I'm assuming it's not great.
No, it's not. It's not. I think I saw a video of someone who actually did check on that. But yeah, it's not great. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's all love, man. It's all love. Welcome in, Poison Maniac. Cygnus, welcome. Says my wallet is salivating to pre-order the PS5 Pro. It is what it is, Cygnus. It is what it is. PS5 Pro feels like it's anti-consumer. Like, that's not even a question. Matt? It's not even a question, right?
What is?
PS5 Pro is anti-consumer.
Yeah, that's anti-consumer.
Yeah.
That is antique. Did you see? I don't know if it's a topic, but
Get off
and
me, Park.
maybe it
Yeah.
is. You have it
What?
down. I'm not sure, but did you see by chance IGN made a little article about this is Xbox's fault?
We will get to that.
Okay. I just want
We
to see.
will get to that.
All right.
Look, third world scalper confirmed. They selling what's dropping off a ship, noticeably higher. Yeah, okay, Mr. Sony. All right. What? That guy looks like Loke in Africa, lost and uncut. All right. Matt,
Yeah.
before we move on to the next reaction on this whole thing, how are we feeling about projected sales?
Projected sales. That's the thing that's going to be really interesting because my common sense tells me that this thing is going to flop. But like that's my common sense. That's not everyone else's common sense. And the thing is, if people want this, they'll get it. If it makes them happy, they'll get it. So it's I think honestly, I could see this thing being whatever the metric of success is for Sony, I could see this being relatively successful for them. I don't think it'll be as successful as even the PS4 Pro, because the PS4 Pro, like we mentioned, came in at like the same price as the base PS4 at launch.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see some enthusiasts running out to get this, and it's selling just enough to be a successful thing for Sony.
So so my question, okay, so we agree that it's going to be a success. Like they're not going to lose money on this.
Oh, they're definitely not losing money on that thing. They made sure of that. They made sure of that. They ain't losing money on that.
If people don't buy, then they will be losing money on it.
Yeah, but people will buy it. People are gonna buy it. It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. That like although we make fun of, oh yeah, looks a pony or whatever, I just wanted to be for us to be clear on that, right? People are going to buy the hell out of it. Like this will be sold out next year in June. It'll you will still have problems getting one.
I don't think that's going to be true.
Really? When do you think it's going to be readily available to the populace, to people like me?
I think as soon as pre-orders are up. I think I don't think this is. I think we're past them. I could be wrong, but I think we're past because there's no chip shortage anymore. Or put it this way, the chip shortage definitely is not what it was back in 2021, 2022. So I don't think we're going to be at a point where this thing is out of stock for any amount of time. I think maybe the pre-orders might go out of stock, but once it launches, I think it'll be pretty readily available. Because I mean that's the way the PS4 Pro was. Like when it launched, it was pretty readily available everywhere.
Yes, we are confident it will outsell Concord. Like that's a very low bar. That is an extremely
really low bar.
Low bar. Like it's even a low blow, really, if you look at it. Cygnus brings up a good point that Ty also says is important. Says iPhone 16 Pro in comparison is $1,000. ROG Ally is $800 for 1080p. What I would argue about the ROG Ally is it's a portable PC.
Exactly.
And the freedom that you just assume the freedom, not just assume, you know the freedom that's coming with it. It's a portable PC, so all your games on GOG, Steam and whatever, it's there, plus the freedom and mobility. So you can play it as a mobile as a static PC and dock it or whatever, or you can travel with it, and it's a high performing platform, whereas the PS5 Pro, you can travel with it, but it'll be a mission. You know, you have
Mhm.
to really put in some work there. But,
Oh.
but as for the iPhone Pro 16, sorry, the iPhone 16 Pro comparison, I think that's pretty solid. Matt, what are your thoughts on
So
Cygnus banger comment?
so the 800 for ROG Ally, that's fair, but also take into consideration, like I mentioned before, open platform versus closed platform. Also, the fact that making a handheld of anything with any sort of power is going to cost more than making an equivalent of that as a console, for example. And then think about I think you mentioned the iPhone 16. The iPhone 16, I mean, not for me because I have a Samsung, but for just phones in general are necessities now. That's just the way it is. Buying the PS5 Pro is not a is not a is not a need. You don't need the PS5 Pro. You
Yeah,
need a
it's not
phone. People can tell you don't need a phone, and I guess if you're like Amish or something, maybe you don't need a phone. But like most
why would
people,
you go there?
I'm
Come
just
on.
saying, most people who live their lives normal day to day lives need a phone. They have to have a phone. It's a requirement. Versus this PS5 Pro is a luxury. It's not this. It's not apples to apples. There really.
Funny story. My wife has taken to watching Amish documentaries on the Amish. I don't know what that's about, but I told her, like, I'm worried. Like, one day he's gonna show up with tickets to the US and be like, "Oh, I've been speaking to this Amish family, and they're willing to receive us."
Dude,
And I was like, "Yo, they don't.
Amish
There's
people are
no,
great, by the
are
way.
they? But you
We
can't play
dude,
Xbox. You can't
we
play.
lived no, let me tell you this. We lived in Pennsylvania, and that's like fucking ground zero for Amish. Like
Okay,
there's tons of Amish. Dude, the food they make, the bread, Amish homemade bread is nuts. It's crazy. And
okay.
they all they make I don't know how they do it, honestly. Like I've seen like videos of like people go to visit the Amish and stuff, and they go down in their basements and they got like just like shelves full of jars of food that they have made themselves. I don't know how they're doing it. They have a production line or something, but they're doing it and they're
All
crushing it.
right.
And
So
their bread is
they make
amazing.
good food. They make good
They
food.
make
And
amazing food.
would you
They
want to
make
become Amish because of
Would I
food?
want to become Amish? No, but I would love some Amish bread. Low.
Yeah. All right. All
I
right.
would love
All right. So,
some
well, I
Amish
was
bread.
worried. I was worried. I'm still worried that she might like figure out a way to, be like, "Yo, we have to go to the States because they sent us tickets, and now we're Amish." And I'm like, "Lady, what?"
Now we're on. I don't know about all that. I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind living in an Amish setting for like a week just to experience it.
Really? Like no
Yeah, like
tech, nothing.
just a week, just a week. That's about all I can take, honestly.
Just
But
you and the voices and your mind. That's
just
it.
just me and a nice Amish woman. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
The Amish woman wants you to marry her, Matt.
Hey, then come live with me. We have technology. I can make you stuff on a stovetop, and there's a microwave, and it's air conditioning is nice. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
No, no, no. She's not doing that. Her dad raised her right. She's going to marry a nice Amish boy. And there's a question I always keep asking her, right? Because she's like interested and intrigued with the whole Amish culture. I'm sorry, guys, for this little deviation, but I'm very curious. Matt, you lived there. I have a question that I kept asking her, and she was like, I don't know. So I'm asking you, Matt, why are there no black people?
Well, I'm not an expert on Amish people. I would imagine there's a black Amish person
I
somewhere.
haven't seen one.
I don't think it's very common. I'll tell you
I
that.
haven't seen one, Matt.
Let's here,
She's
you know
made me
what?
watch. She's made me watch Amish documentaries in Argentina, in Peru, in the States, in Europe. It's like, where where's the black Amish people?
Well, okay, so I just looked this up. So the vast majority of Amish people have European origins. So most Amish people are not
Don't give me
not
that
black.
most rubbish. Don't give me that
But
most.
that's the thing.
There
That's the
isn't
true.
one black
There
Amish
is
person.
one black Amish person, look. I
Where?
guarantee it.
Where?
I don't.
Where?
He's
Where?
not on video, Loke. I'll tell you that. He's not on video. But I'm telling you, he definitely exists, Loke.
You know
He
what?
definitely exists.
You know what? Unicorns exist. They're not on video. They're not
Yes.
on video. But I promise you,
Yes.
one exists. What the hell,
He's
man?
like
Come
Victor Wembanyama. He's like that.
on. All right, let's get back on topic. Oh, I shouldn't have brought up Amish people. I hope we haven't offended any Amish people watching this right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was the joke. That was the punchline. No one got it. All right. PS5 Pro at $700. Lack of competition made it an easier decision for Sony to run with higher price. This is by Wesley Yin Pool. It's going to be a long read. So, Matt, if you feel like interjecting at any point, just
Sure.
here we go. Perhaps the biggest talking point from Sony's PS5 Pro reveal is its price. Wesley, it is quite literally the talking point. It's not perhaps.
Yeah,
it's not maybe.
Only talking point.
It is. Jeez. Anyways, at $700 and without a disk drive or stand, the PS5 Pro has sparked vociferous debate online about whether Sony is justified when setting such a high price for the mid-gen upgrade. IGN readers have already had their say on the PS5 Pro's $700 cost, but what's enabled Sony to be so bold with its pricing? According to one prominent analyst, there are a number of factors that have contributed to Sony going for $700 and relatively even higher in Europe and Japan. Piers Harding-Rolls, games industry analyst at Ampere, said the PS5 Pro pricing reflects Sony's adjusted strategy to protect its margin. That is, it is unwilling to sell consoles at a loss, supply chain inflation, and crucially, and I quote, a lack of direct competitor to its mid-cycle upgrade compared to last generation, where Microsoft was preparing the Xbox One X. The lack of competition means it is an easier decision for Sony to run with a higher price point to protect its existing margins, Harding-Rolls added. For most prospective PS5 consumers, the standard edition will represent the value sweet spot. Again, stop me if you want to interject at any point.
Well, I think I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for the end of this.
It's worth digging into this point. During the last generation, Microsoft took on Sony's dominant PS4 with a number of Xbox One variants, including the more powerful Xbox One X. Back in 2017, when the Xbox One X launched, and with the PS4 Pro already a year old, Microsoft sold it to consumers as the world's most powerful console, with 40% more power than any other console on the market at the time. Xbox One X is where console gamers can play the best versions of games, Microsoft said. This time around, with the Xbox Series X and S floundering, the PS5 outselling its rivals significantly across most markets, and with no mid-gen upgrade from Microsoft in sight, Sony is in a different position. When it comes to the so-called console war, PlayStation is miles ahead of Xbox, and the PS5 Pro will launch unchallenged. So as Harding-Rolls notes, there is no pressure on Sony to undercut its competition because there is no competition. Another quote, the price point of the PS5 Pro will inevitably cause a lot of commentary. The price point differential between the PS5 and the PS5 Pro is between 40 to 50%, which is significantly more than the differential between the PS4 and the PS4 Pro at launch. In the US, the PS4 Pro launched at $400, and the Slim PS4 was $300 at the time, a 33% differential. Additionally, the Slim PS4 had a retail price of $300, having dropped from the original PS4 launch price of $400. The point was echoed by GamesIndustry.biz chief Chris Dring. This is his quote. PS5 Pro targets a very specific audience. I don't expect it to move the needle for the console space this year, although there will be some PS4 users waiting for the Pro model to upgrade. The price is high, but the lack of competition means Sony can protect its sales margin. So what does this price point mean for potential PS5 Pro sales? Ampere forecasts around 1.3 million PS5 Pro sales in the 2024 launch window, compared to 1.7 PS4 Pros that were sold at launch in 2016. We expect the price point to soften demand with some consumers, but for PlayStation enthusiasts, the pricing is less of a consideration. The analyst expects the PS5 Pro to sell around 13 million units by 2029, which, if true, would be similar to the PS4 Pro. That console is estimated to have sold around 12% of total PS4 sales. PS5 Pro launches November 7, 2024, with up to 50 PS5 Pro enhanced games. Here's a list. All right. Go ahead, man.
I love that we're at a point where PlayStation does something completely, like, blatantly anti-consumer, and it's Xbox's fault. It's now Xbox's fault because PlayStation is a fucking awful company. I like okay, so to the whole competition thing. All right, so they don't have competition this generation, so they can price their PS5 Pro at $700. Let me ask you this. Really? Did they have competition last generation? Did they?
No,
not really.
Not really, no.
I mean, the whole talking point then becomes, well, but they had the Xbox One X, but they still didn't have competition, really, at all, because PlayStation was blowing Xbox out of the water last generation. They're blowing Xbox out of the water this generation.
It was bad. That's why they came up with Game Pass. That's how bad it was.
Exactly. So like this whole idea that like there's no competition from Xbox, so it leads to PlayStation overpricing their PS5 Pro. No, PlayStation's overpricing their PS5 Pro because they know people are going to buy it. That's it. That's the only reason they're doing it. And if they had data telling them that people wouldn't buy it, they absolutely would not be pricing it this way. That is a fact. It has nothing to do with what Microsoft or Xbox is or is not doing. It's not Xbox's problem. This is PlayStation. This is PlayStation doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Ty says they had competition. It might not be good, but Xbox was buying studios and gearing up to challenge. This gen is clear. There's no competition. There was no competition last gen, Ty. There really wasn't. And the idea that like
the competition that they're talking about is not total sales of consoles. I think they're talking about there's no competition in terms of
another pro console.
Exactly. Another mid-gen refresh.
Yes.
At the same time.
And here's the thing. Why? Okay, let me ask this question. Why would Xbox release a pro console right now?
There's no real reason because they don't have the games to like force. Dude, the current consoles, in my opinion, the current consoles haven't been maxed out. I'm not a developer or whatever, but I'm not impressed by what I've seen. So I can't believe that whatever it is that they've been selling us is at the max. And for my logic, obviously I don't run PlayStation, but my logic tells me that you make the Pro when you've completely maxed out your current level, and then they either haven't maxed it out or they scammed us with the original base console. One of the two.
Mm-hmm. So
either way, I'm not getting the Pro if I'm just a consumer. If I'm sitting here and I'm thinking I just want to get a console just to play, I'm not getting it. But obviously, I'm going to look into getting it. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it, but I'm definitely going to look into it because of what we do on TSWS. But go ahead, man.
Sure. So the reason I asked why would they not release a Pro console, and Taye kind of hits on it right here. He says Xbox isn't releasing a Pro console because that they want this gen to be done. The faster it's over, the better. And I agree with that to a certain extent. I think Xbox at this point with this generation, they're done. Like I think, in fact, what I think is going to happen, and who knows if it happens, it might not, maybe it doesn't, but like, I think by the end of 2026, we'll probably have the next Xbox. And I think they're going to do that. They're going to try to do what they did with the 360, which is get a year up on PlayStation. I think they're going to try to do that. Just my personal opinion. But yeah, this whole like lack of competition, it's like PlayStation's pricing this the way they're pricing this because, like I said, they have data that tells them that people will buy it. That's it.
But why will people buy it, Matt? Because
why will people buy it?
When I first saw the headline, I was with you. Like, yeah, definitely. Like, leave Xbox out of this. How is Xbox affecting you? But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, dude, every console influences the next one. People like to pretend like these consoles and these companies are islands. They're really not. Someone started with the subscription service. Everyone got the subscription services. Mm-hmm. Someone started with the platformers as mascots for their console. Everyone started doing. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I don't like this thing where it's like we agree on a certain behavior of a group, in this case, consoles and console makers. We agree on this certain behavior when it's convenient for us. When it's not convenient, it's not Xbox's fault. They don't influence PlayStation. Bro, what are you talking about? Of course they influence PlayStation.
I really don't think this influences PlayStation. I genuinely don't.
Taking all these L's, and there's this sentiment.
They spent the whole last generation taking L's.
Yeah, but last gen,
yeah,
the beginning and the end had very high highs. Because at the beginning, everyone was super hype because of the 360 generation, myself included. I remember I had the choice between the PS4 and the Xbox One, and I went for the Xbox One at the beginning of the generation, right? And at the end, there was like people were very excited of the most powerful console on the planet. Oh, Game Pass! Oh my God! Like Xbox is doing things, dude. People were super hype.
You know what I will agree with, Luke?
Like they only took L's last gen. They didn't only take L's. People. Only fanboys think Xbox only took L's last gen.
You know what I will agree with, Luke, is I saw a tweet after the PS5 Pro was announced from Stein. You know Stein, the
it's something to do with
the
Xbox,
social.
right?
Yeah, the social. I think he manages the social media account for Xbox on Twitter.
Okay.
But he posted right after the PS5 Pro was announced, he posted $89 for like a Fire Stick and an Xbox controller, and that's all you need. It's like that could be directly correlated with why Sony is able to do this, because in a moment where Sony looks, I mean, at least online, the general sentiment, they look kind of vulnerable. the dude who's behind the social media account for Xbox is like, hey guys, don't even buy our console. He's like, don't even buy our console. He's like, just buy a Fire Stick and the controller. It's like, in that specific case right there, I can see what you're saying here. But but in terms of the grand scheme of things, this thing being $700, this thing is $700 because Sony sees data that says, hey, people will pay $700 for this. And if that data turns out to be wrong and they're incorrect and people don't want to pay $700 for this, they will price it correctly. But I have a pretty good feeling that's not what's going to happen.
People are going to buy it.
Yeah, exactly. People are going to buy it.
Exactly what you just said, Matt. People are going to buy it because of exactly what you just said.
Sure.
You don't need an Xbox.
That's the thing.
So PlayStation is left in the arena alone. They own the premium console market. That's the illusion that everyone has.
Hmm?
And that's why they can do what they're doing.
Yes, that's like, but even like, I mean, you saw how the PS3 generation went. Even when they had competition, they still did their own thing. They still did their own thing.
You know what? The PS3 gen, no, the PS3 gen, they didn't know that Xbox was going to come out the way it came out, swinging.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't see that one because the the first Xbox was kind of good. That's all it really was.
It was great. It was great.
For you personally, I'm talking about from the analyst side. It was just, okay, that is intriguing, but it's not like we're scared, you know? So obviously they came out cocky and confident and told people to get 2 or 3 jobs, right?
But
and then next thing you know, the 360 comes and it's going for everyone's neck.
Yes.
Right
but
now,
the thing is, Loke,
right now we're in the consequence phase of either the Xbox One or the first Xbox, where Sony is clearly number one and they're not scared of anyone or anything.
But the thing to that, Luke, is that they announced that pricing. Like they did that whole get another job, and they did that whole what was the price for it? I think it was 600 or I can't remember. It was a lot of money. It was a ton of money. But
it was 600.
They did that whole 600. They did that whole price reveal thing. Keep in mind, the Xbox had a year up on it. Like it had a full year up on it. They saw that year in the the success Xbox was having, and they said, even with that success, they said, you know what?
We're good.
Fuck it.
We're good.
Fuck it. Exactly.
Dude,
so it's like, even when they see
the PS2, they had the PS2 behind them.
Exactly.
I'd be arrogant as hell if I made the PS2.
And that's my point. They have the PS4 behind them. They have the PS5, which by all accounts is selling like crazy. Like people love it, right? So they have that behind them. It doesn't matter if Xbox came out with a pro console, Sony would be looking at that like, well, good luck. Good luck. Because I mean, you came out with a console the same time we came out with a console, and it didn't seem to do much. So why would they care? I mean, in this specific space, they are the market leader. So it's like they're not going to be like, oh no, Xbox came out with whatever the hell they're going to call their pro console. We got to price ours appropriately now. They're not going to do that.
Cygnus is an interesting point. Cygnus is an interesting point here. I want you to focus on. It says value is not that exciting when it comes to technology. There's something to be said about having the cutting edge.
Yeah, I think it depends who you are. Like, are you like an enthusiast? Because if you're an enthusiast, that's definitely true. But for someone who just wants to play the new game or whatever, it's like value is definitely exciting for that person. For the person who doesn't care about 4K, which, let's be real, is most people don't care about 4K. It's like value is the most exciting. That's what's so cool about PC gaming. That's why
Yeah.
PC gaming is as huge as it is, because it's like
That's what made me quit console, because I was like,
Yeah.
dude, there's so much more value here.
yeah.
I remember who was it? I think it was no, it's Alex who made a video about Metal. I don't know, it might be someone else, about Metal Gear when it was being resold, the Master Collection, and they broke down that there was a version very similar to this one that was already sold to us in the mid 2010s, and if you bought it on PC, when you see this Master Collection, you're like, oh, okay, this is nothing new. I already own this. And for me, I'm like, oh, if you were on console, you either didn't have a chance to play this or buy it, or you've now lost access to it because your console is not backwards compatible.
Yeah. Yeah.
The problem is they didn't show enough, and they have no games to look forward to of their own. When they showed off the PS4 Pro, they showed off new games that took advantage, not old ass games. And oh my god, you guys are gonna call me a pony when I say this, but it's the truth. It's just the truth. To the point that was made in the IGN article.
Tell us the truth.
PlayStation is so far ahead in the mind share of so many people that it's probably just us, the hardcore gamers, that notice that, oh, there's no real value here.
Mhm.
The leaps aren't really justifying the expenditure that you're asking me to make. It's just us, the vast majority of casual gamers in the gaming zeitgeist. It's just, yeah, it's the new PlayStation. I'm gonna buy it.
I don't think that's the vast majority. I think the vast majority don't know that it's. I agree with half of what you said. I think the vast majority don't know that it is. Like, we know that that's not good. That price is just insane. Like, we know that. But the vast majority of people also, I think, can look at that and be like, yeah, that price is insane. But I also think you're right that the vast majority of people look at that and they say that, hey, that's the new PlayStation. What I don't agree with is I don't think they finish that sentence by saying, I need that.
I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, I don't think most people are going to buy it. Most people didn't buy the PS4 Pro. Most people didn't buy the Xbox One X. Most people aren't going to buy the PS5 Pro. Most people are going to buy the PS5 Slim, or just have the PS5 they already have and just finish out the generation. This Pro console is literally that. It's for the enthusiast who really, really, really gives a shit, or somebody who just has more money than sense. That's
Matt, if you have something to say to me, just say it.
Which one? You're an enthusiast. You have tons of common sense, Luke. A whole lot.
All right. Oh my goodness, that was okay. So now we have to go to some sad news. Matt, do you have anything else you want to add on the whole PlayStation $700 thing? Because I'm good.
Yeah, I've beaten a dead horse at this point.
Okay. I mean, the 3 features, not that much. Oh, okay, so Ham's having a back and forth with Jacob Novak. All right. Y'all have fun with that. My PS4 Pro is still great. And Matt, I don't even think Reichi's being salty here. Like, straight up. Besides Stellar Blade, what else came out and it's like, I wish I had a PS5 to play it?
Well, you heard it first from Mark Cerny. What about Ratchet and Clank?
All right, fine, whatever. You don't want to have an actual conversation with me, so fuck it.
No, but I get what you're saying. Like, I agree with that general sentiment. Like
off the top of your head, can you think of anything else
that I enjoy? personally, no. I mean,
No,
Spider-Man 2
no,
was
that's
cool.
what
I
you
really,
think
I
of.
really, I really like Spider-Man 2. I know you didn't
Oh,
like
shut
Spider-Man
up,
2,
shut
but
up,
I really
shut
like
up,
Spider-Man 2.
shut
But
up.
outside of
I
Spider-Man 2, I haven't even really played Stellar Blade, so I can't even really speak on that.
couldn't even play 5 minutes of Spider-Man 2.
I know, Loke. You don't. It's not your Spider-Man. I know, Loke. I know.
No, it's not even not my
No,
Spider-Man.
I'm just
Miles
joking.
Morales is on the first one. It's
I'm
just
just
so
joking.
it's a
But
for me it's not worth your time. But anyway, go ahead.
yeah, I see what he means though. The PS4 Pro is still great. If you got a PS4 Pro and you're cool not playing those games that I meant, that small list of games, Spider-Man 2, Ratchet and Clank, or Stellar Blade, then keep the PS4 Pro.
That's how I feel right now. I'm good. Ghost of Tsushima 2 is not even announced yet. I'm sure it'll be dude, exactly. And this is why I would buy a new console.
Yeah.
Like this would make me go out there and buy a PS6. Ghost of Tsushima 2. Not freaking, oh, we still don't have 120 frames per second on our Pro console, even though we told you on the base console that you'd have 120. But now we have the Pro, right? 5-6 years later, and even that can't give you 120. Give me $700. Come on.
Did you also see there was a point, and I might have to rewatch it after the show to double check that, but I swear I watched the presentation and he was like, the big selling point was like, okay, people are playing on performance mode instead of fidelity modes, but what if we could make that fidelity mode the performance mode? I'm like, that's cool. You make it look just as good as fidelity mode, but run at twice the frame rate. Fantastic. And then he talked about performance modes, and instead of saying, well, we're going to take the performance mode now and double the frame rate, he said, we're going to take the performance mode and we're going to make it look a little clearer. And then he showed you those like side by sides. I'm like, why wouldn't the selling point be we'll double the frame rate in performance mode as opposed to we'll make
performance mode.
Exactly, as opposed to we'll make it a little bit clearer. If people prefer the performance mode, then that should tell you that people probably want double the frame rate in performance mode and 60 in the fidelity mode. Unless, of course, the PS5 Pro can't do that because it's limited by the CPU. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, when you get all technical, my brain freezes. MBG is trying to justify the price tag after disliking it on stream. Is funny as Listen. People are allowed to change their minds. No, Matt, don't be nodding. People are allowed to change their minds.
Cope.
All right. Sometimes you can see something live and be like, oh, that is awesome. And then after reflecting and whatever, come to another conclusion of, okay, that's actually pretty terrible. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that.
Wait, is that what he's doing? Was he really hyped for it and now he's saying it's not good, or was he saying it's not good?
He did not like it. He did not like it. I saw like a compilation of fanboys, and he was like, "Oh, that is bad. That is bad. It's gonna be a hard sell." I think he said a hard sell a couple of times. So I know what Jacob's talking about, but I also do think that people should be afforded the chance to change their minds, because I don't think what I used to think 5 years ago, 5 months ago on certain topics inside gaming. So we can't put everything in stone. And even if you write stuff down in stone crumbles. Scalpers gearing up to get the Pro. They're gonna fudge around and drop the price a bit after Christmas. Yo, if they do
that'd be wild.
If they say it's $500, like on the 20th of December, you will have riots.
Jesus, dude! If they drop it to 500, that'd be nuts. If they drop the price, I think it'll be 600. I don't like, as much as I think it should be 500. That doesn't really matter. Like,
I think it should be 400. You said it should be what, in your opinion?
I said it should be $499. 400 is a little bit. That's a little.
I think it's
nutty to me. That's a little nutty to me. But personal value is personal value.
Matt, would you go out and buy one if it was $400?
Would I buy it? Well,
Answer the question.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I'd be more inclined to go out and buy one. I still don't know if I would be dying to buy one though. If it was 400,
300.
because if it costs the price of a Series S. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing at this point? I mean, the Xbox is going to lower the Series S to $99.
I want to know what the breaking point for Matt.
I would strongly consider it. I would strongly consider it at $400. Yes.
Okay.
At $300, I'd be like, sure, why the hell not?
But like, well.
Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah. Jacob. Yeah. If the PS6 is $700 and it launches with Ghost of Tsushima 2, for example, I'm down. If it launches with The Last of Us 3, they can fuck off. It just is what it is.
That's why I'm a little wary of this whole pricing situation. Not so much because they priced the Pro at that, but because if it succeeds, PlayStation obviously has the numbers. They'll know if it succeeds, and Xbox is going to be watching that, and they'll be like, "Hey, they just sold a mid-gen refresh at 700. Why can't we sell the next gen at 700?" Both companies are going to be watching that, and if this thing succeeds, I feel like that could be a reality. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, I'm going for PC. I'll probably get these consoles just for the sake of what we do, but I won't be buying like, oh, I'm so excited to get the PS5 Pro. Like whatever, though. Whatever.
I'll probably get the Xbox at launch, and then I'll use the whatever $600, $700 on the PS5 I would have spent to upgrade my PC.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Novik says people can buy the Pro if they want to. Opinions differ, and we're allowed to our own. I grew up with that mentality. I didn't mean that MBG can't be allowed to change his mind. All right, gotcha. He can change his mind. It's just funny to watch him change his mind, I guess. They want the Pro to be profitable and get under for 500. Buy it for what games? We don't know what's coming for the PS5 in the near future. Damn it,
literally.
Damn it.
I mean, outside of Death Stranding 2, which I can't wait for, outside of that, I don't know. I really don't know.
I think I'm going to be sick on Friday. I probably won't show up on Friday.
You should show up.
Look, you have to remember it changes how he feels, the way his audience reacts. MBG has done this time and time again on multiple occasions when he's had kickback. I don't watch MBG, but if that's what he does, that's unfortunate. Like that's one of the reasons why, for example, I respect Asmongold. For example, like this is a guy that has his position, and I've seen his chat go at his throat for like 30 straight, just telling him L in the chat and all this other stuff, and he's just like, yeah, that's what I think. It's fine. You guys don't like it, cool, but this is what I think. I don't like the idea of content creators, whether you agree with them or not. I don't like the idea of content creators saying that they want to share their opinion, but as soon as the crowd changes, their opinion magically changes in real time. Like unless the crowd is sitting there and giving them objective facts. Because Matt, remember when I used to call Final Fantasy 16 Final Fantasy racist, and then I wouldn't take anyone's like kickback on that, and then Ham gave me some actual intellectual meat to chew on, and then I changed my mind in real time. But it wasn't because people were trolling me in the chat or whatever. I was like, I don't know, I don't care. You guys just making fun of me. That doesn't make me change my mind. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if you sit there and you give me a reason to think, then we can have a conversation.
Sure.
All right, so we're done with the PS5 Pro. Yes, for today.
Yeah.
For today,
I'm good.
Yeah, because I'm sure by Friday it's going to be fun. Some sad news today, unfortunately. We lost another one. Peter Renaday, the voice of Gears of War, Adam Phoenix, Marcus Phoenix's father, has passed away at the age of 89. This Gears of War 3 ending scene will forever hit different now. Now go and live for me, R.I.P.
Yeah.
It'll be at full power soon.
Professor, you said you tested this. How?
On myself, Damon. I had to see how the emulsion developed over its life cycle. So I injected myself with it to accelerate things.
We saw what it did to humans in Mercy.
It started.
Let's go, Dad. This tower's too unstable now.
I'm sorry, Marcus. I'm not going to make it.
It's okay. I'll carry you.
Marcus, the emulsion developed faster in me because I forced it to. I had to find out how it reproduced.
What are you talking about? Oh, shit. No. You are not going to die.
It's too late, Marcus. Every cell in my body's breaking down. And this is going to happen to every contaminated cell on Seraph. It has to.
No, goddammit, I can't lose you again.
I'm glad I was able to see you again, Marcus. Now go and live for me.
God.
God.
Matt,
Yeah.
is there anything you'd like to say about Mr. Peter Renaday and his role as Adam Phoenix in the Gears of War series?
I mean, damn, rest in peace, first of all. And I'll say I remember him dying in Gears of War 3.
Yeah.
What I didn't remember is how he died. Like, and
Yeah.
is like the fact that he died and just vanished into ash is
Just
just
like that.
as heartbreaking. Jesus. But yeah, I don't know what I can like. Rest in peace, man, because that like he did a lot of voices. Obviously, Gears of War probably resonates with me the most because Gears of War is one of my favorite franchises. But he did a lot of things, man. So rest in peace for sure.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Jeez. The whole Gears of War franchise I'm very attached to. And the relationship between Marcus and his father, it's strained, and as I would say most men know, our relationship with our fathers, they're not only are they crucial, but they're often very complex, and a lot of times they don't end well. So some of us have looked for like surrogate relationships, whether it was in gaming or even just surrogate endings to the father-son relationship in video games and stories and whatever. And this was one of them. The father-son relationships that for me was important when I was growing up. Rest in peace to him. He did some awesome acting. Although we only saw that clip, Matt, I'm sure you've played all three of the games. The
Mhm.
the audio logs that you
Yeah.
hear throughout the game,
Yeah, there's a
not
lot of
only
extra
speaking about
stuff.
his professional exploits or his professional challenges, there's a couple of them that are heartbreaking, where he talks about his struggles with raising Marcus, like to be strong, but also trying to give him some form of affection, but without making him soft, and missing the family, but being willing to sacrifice his life to save his lineage. It's like a whole bunch of stuff mixed in together. It's a special role that he played, and his acting is pretty awesome. His voice acting
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah, very much so.
Timmy, welcome in, Timmy. Appreciate you for coming through in the chat. Fuck yeah. So yeah, rest in peace to Mr. Peter Renade. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. All right. Let's move on to something more lighthearted before we get to the new games to close out the show. Matt, PS
Yeah.
Plus catalog is getting some much needed additions. So the
I haven't
PS
even seen
Plus
it.
PS Plus game catalog for September. Here we go. Plucky Squire Day 1. Plucky Squire
Cool.
is day 1 on PS Plus. Night in the Woods, never heard of it. Under the Waves, never heard of it. Chernobylite Complete Edition. I'm definitely going to give this one a go after I finish Astrobot, obviously. And Wukong and Warhammer. Okay, you know what? I might just give it a go, see if it's all right, and then buy it on PC so I can play it eventually. Wildcard Football, Space Engineers. Matt, what do you think about these selections?
Plucky Squire is cool to see on day one. Uh, yeah, those other games I don't really. Well, Far Cry 5, I really like Far Cry 5. If you haven't played Far Cry 5, you should definitely check
There's
that
Far
out.
Cry 5 here?
Yeah, Far Cry 5 is right. Place it on the tweet right there. Plucky Squire, Night in the Woods, Far Cry 5,
Ooh,
Road 98.
okay. I was looking at the pictures, bro.
Yeah, Far Cry 5 is, I mean, out of all those things would probably be my favorite thing there. Again, I mean, I'm probably not going to
So
play it there.
let's see the full list. Hold on. I just
Yeah,
opened the page that has the full list. Hold on. Because I was just
sure.
looking at the pictures. Far Cry 5, that's good value. That's good value. Even
Yes.
you would say that, Matt.
Yes. If you haven't played Far Cry 5 and you have PS Plus, was it extra that this is coming on?
Um
Extra and premium?
Extra and premium, yeah.
So, yeah, if you got extra or premium and you haven't played Far Cry 5, do yourself a favor and play that game.
Just do it. Do it. So besides the ones on the poster, Road 96, I played this game on Xbox last year. It's nice. It's a narrative game, but light on gameplay. But it's not like a visual novel. There's actual gameplay. I give it a solid 5 out of 10. It's worth it if you if you don't have anything to play. Ben 10, I guess. Far Cry 5, like Matt said. Pistol Whip, never heard of it. Ratchet Secret Agent Clank,
Oh,
never heard
for
of
the
it.
PSP.
Okay. Sky Gunner, never heard of it. And Mr. Mosquito. Like, this is the most
Yeah.
Mozambican game of all time because we have like an infestation of mosquitoes down here. Like,
Huh.
I should platinum this game as a meme.
It's all
But
that X's heat. Mosquitoes love heat.
whatever, though. Anyways, Matt, what do you think about this selection of PS Plus games?
Not particularly for me. Like I said, Far Cry 5 is like the only thing there. and I already own it on. I think I own it on Xbox and PC.
Mhm.
Although I do believe they did an update for Far Cry 5. I was gonna say it's 60 FPS on Xbox, but I'm pretty sure they did an update for Far Cry 5 to make it 60 FPS on new consoles in general. So there is that. And if it is 60 FPS, you should even more so absolutely play the game because it's really good. But Plucky Squire is cool because I know that's day one. Plucky Squire is weird, isn't it? I could be wrong. Is it coming to Game Pass, or maybe I'm wrong? Is that one of those games that's coming to Game Pass and PlayStation?
I didn't see anything about that. I know it's going to to Xbox. Sorry, Plucky Squire Game Pass. Let's see.
Oh, I don't see it coming to Game Pass. I must have been thinking of something
No.
else. But yeah, that's cool. A day one get. And I do remember whenever they first showed Plucky Squire, I remember thinking, like, again, it's not my type of game exactly, but I looked at it, I was like, that
Mhm.
looks pretty cool for what it is.
Yeah, yeah. It looks interesting at the very least.
Yeah.
I would definitely check it out. So out of 10, let's rate it. What rating are you giving this month's PS Plus selection?
I mean, I think a 5 is fair.
5.
Yeah, a 5 is fair. Because, I mean, for again, my rating for me.
Okay. Yeah. It's for you.
That's a 5. That's a 5.
Okay. All right. I'd give it the usual pony 7. Anyways, let's go to the games, the new games. The game trailers. Let's do this. First, we have 40-player platform fighting battle royale Byte Breakers announced for PC. 40 players. We need to see this. Is there gameplay on this thing? Okay, there's gameplay. I want to see what it looks like when there's 40 people on the screen. That's what I want to see. What? Did you see that?
I barely did. I don't know if it's a StreamYard or if that's the. I can't imagine that's the feed. But,
This is the stage. So you'd be fighting on this, but all of this is the stage. Let's put some audio on so they can explain to us.
Has been cranking away at some new game prototypes. We've been trying to find a blend of genres that you haven't seen before because as a studio, we'd rather try something crazy and fail than just make a game that you feel like you've already played.
Don't make Concord. Don't make Concord. We've never played that, but don't make Concord. All right? Don't be original for the sake of being original.
You've played Concord.
Bite me.
Scary process, but it's also kind of awesome because taking risks is why we started a brand new studio in the first place.
So this may be a little crazy, but today we want to show you one of those prototypes. And in a few days, have some of you play it. This is early gameplay footage of what we're currently calling Byte Breakers.
I'm rolling, I'm riding, I'm flexing, I'm driving.
All right, so there's music, so we can't.
Yeah. Ham says thanks for not making a Souls game. Shout out to that. Shout out to them for that, because that's something that's really oversaturated. At least this stands out. I gotta be honest, I don't think this is for me. Because like fighters just aren't my thing to begin with, and this is just a bigger that. But I mean, at least it's not another Souls game. So shout out to them for that.
You freaking haters.
Just some more Souls slop.
We'll all probably be calling this something like a Smash Battle Royale. And let's be real, the polish level right now looks a little ass. But we hope you could see the potential. We envision that by taking aspects of the multi-team environment, big open map, power progression, information asymmetry, and just general strategic decision-making of BRs, smashing those together, with solid fundamentals from Smash, we can let players have wild experiences that they'd never find in a straight up platform fighter. Parts of it will feel familiar, but we hope that as a whole, it's a new experience. So to call out the elephant in the room, making a platform fighter is scary. You're going to always be compared to one of the greatest gaming series of all time. But to us, that's also exciting. We're not trying to make a better Smash. We're trying to build an evolution of the genre that Smash started way back when we were kids.
At the end of the day, though, the only thing that really matters is what you think of the game. Does it feel fun and unique when you play it? Is it something you could see yourself playing with your friends? Or should we even be making this thing, or should we just go next? With Omega Strikers, we learned firsthand the risks of keeping things under wraps for too long. And we felt the pain of having to move on from something that we poured 3 years of our passion into. For all of our next projects, we want to hear what you think much, much earlier. So, in a few days, we're going to start up a playtest on Steam where we let a few thousand of you in to try out the prototype. It's fully public, so feel free to talk about it with your friends, make videos about it, or even stream it. We want to hear what you honestly think. To get in, just go to the Steam page for Byte Breakers and request playtest access. From there, we'll be letting groups of players in as we make sure that the server infrastructure is scaling because, well, that part of the project's kind of a prototype too.
So to make sure that we're super clear on expectations, we may not end up actually making this prototype. We may not end up making the next prototype we show you either. But we think that this type of public testing is the best way of figuring out if our ideas have juice. We trust you, and we trust your feedback. So get in there and let us know what you think.
I like these guys. Matt.
Yeah.
I like these guys. Like, they're not cringe. You know, when they put developers or execs talking, it's always kind of robotic and weird. I like these guys. I genuinely want to have a conversation with these guys. Like, I don't even care. I don't even care about like the platform fighters, but I'm going to sign up to the beta just so I can add the numbers to these guys like metrics.
Yeah, they don't seem like they're paid to be talking about the game. They seem like they're there because they give a shit about it. They would like to talk about it.
And what do you think about this proposed development cycle where early on they bring in people, like they bring in fans and consumers?
I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome because especially, I mean, it'd be great to see everybody do that, but realistically, on a certain level, you probably can't do that. But like for smaller games, like it's cool to see that. It's cool to know that perhaps my feedback or the community's feedback will actually shape the game. Or maybe the community plays it and says, "Hey, we don't like this. Hey, we don't like this, but you did some things right. Maybe you can use those things for different things." But like, it's cool to have some sort of, or feel like you have some sort of say in it.
It is pretty cool. First sentence, we're being totally original. Second sentence, yeah, we know it looks like Smash Bros. Lol. Let's all go chat. Yeah, I think we should all go. We should all go and try this, even if it's just for them for their numbers. It looks fun, can't lie. I think their enthusiasm is what makes it like look fun. I want them to become Xbox CEOs. These guys would be crushed if they became Xbox CEOs. In like 3 years of sitting in meetings, boardroom meetings, they'd be crushed. This smile,
both of those smiles will be gone.
Matt, that smile will be non-existent.
Yeah, his eyes would be dead.
Yep,
he'd be a soulless husk.
Yes, yes, and he'd probably be fatter from all the like depression and stress of running Microsoft or dealing with Satya or whatever. Anyways, this is Byte Breakers, like you said, like they said, they're having an open beta. Make sure to come through. It's public, September 3rd. Wait a minute, when is that? This weekend? Yeah, it's Friday.
Yep.
All right, so guys, make sure to support these guys. In my opinion, they're worth supporting. All right.
Yeah.
Next, we have spray paint. Matt, This one's gonna be a banger for you. It's Spray Paint Simulator announced for PC. No gameplay.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
this really?
And you just spray paint stuff?
Looks like it.
That's a game. But then again, they made Power Wash Simulator, so why the hell not?
Why not?
Honestly. You know what? With that context, given that context, I'm sure that game will do great. People like a lot more people than I would ever expect love Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah,
So
absolutely adore it.
Yeah, so I don't see.
There's video. My
I
bad.
don't see why this wouldn't be great or do great. Man, that is, yeah. I mean, I don't know the attention span you need to have to just play that is admirable. It's admirable because I know I don't have it. I don't have it.
And they make you like paper over the stuff before you paint, like a proper painter.
I am in the chat.
What did he say?
He said, "Imagine all the not racist content people will provide." Yeah, yeah. People are gonna. I don't think it's gonna be too long before we start seeing some symbols on Spray Paint
Oh my
Simulator.
goodness!
I'm not going into detail. We're not gonna do all that.
You don't have to. Just say going symbols. That's all. That is all you needed to say.
Yeah, very historic symbol.
I'd rather play Power Wash Simulator than paint. Than what is this? Spray paint.
Honestly, same here. I played Power Wash Simulator, and I'm not gonna pretend like I put any sort of time into it. But what I played, it was like oddly satisfying. Cleaning things.
It's weird.
It is.
Anyways, that's Spray Paint Simulator, people. Get ready. It's coming out in 2025. The best is you can buy. The best you can buy is the electrician. See, to learn how to make your own home wiring. Oh, the best simulator you can buy is the electrician simulator to learn how to. Oh, okay. Is it that realistic? The electrician simulator. You'll need to power wash yourself after hopping into public lobby. Yeah. That's very probable, Ham. It's very probable. Lastly, we have a side scroller, Matt. So Ham guessed correctly. There's no Souls likes this week. Side scrolling action platformer Haneda Girl announced for PC. So this is only going to PC now. Wow. Okay. Nothing about console. All right. Let's see some gameplay. Studio Cobra. I'm assuming there's music here. Oh, okay. No. Oh.
That was pretty good. Holy shit, did she just dab?
Oh, there's music. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like this, honestly. I kind of like this.
That looks cool.
As soon as I see, like, as crazy as that sounds, as soon as I see blood in a side scroller like this, I think that looks cool.
Have you played Blasphemous?
I haven't played Blasphemous. The last one I played was I think it was in Game Pass for a while, and then I bought it on Steam. Was Carry On, which I think was made by the one company that everybody loves. I can't remember
the one where you
them.
play as like a virus or something, right?
Yeah, that game was sick.
Yeah, literally, quite literally.
Yes. Matt's about to pull up 4 bucks. Bro's not excited. Yeah, I just disappear off camera.
Just-
Message Loke a couple hours later, tell him I fell asleep. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
He's lying.
I shit all over Ori. Ori's up there.
Whoa.
The collector's edition
Well, I think
is up
he's
there
talking
with
about
my...
me. I think he's
Oh,
talking
okay.
about me. Usually,
Okay.
I don't like side scrollers,
Yeah.
and I did shit all over Ori.
I'm about to say, I
but
got my collector's edition behind me back there.
yeah, but that one looks like a nice side scroller. I'll give it a go. But like I do with all side scrollers, if it's crap, I'm out. I don't care. I don't care. Anyways, Matt, we have come to the end of the 85th edition of the Lowdown on TSWS Gaming. Please plug your stuff before we hop on out of here.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Matt Likes Games. Videos every week, 2 videos every week. I just put out my first one this week yesterday, and I'll probably have one out Friday for you guys. Mondays at 8 p.m. is the L3R3 podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and It's Me, Twan. And then Wednesdays, it's a 2-player podcast at 8 p.m. Eastern with myself and Ham Solo. No show tonight. We know Ham's having some internet issues. But we will be back next week. And then Friday, you find me here, 4 p.m. Eastern, for bullsitting with Loke and everybody else.
Let's go. Thank you so much to everyone for coming through. Drawn TJ, appreciate the super chats. Raichi, Park, the legendary Yobi himself. Ham Solo, thank you so much for chilling in the chat, even though we know like you lost lots of data, but we appreciate that. Vincent Vega came in here nice and early. Timmy came in here and shouted out everyone in the chat. Jacob Novak, Taye, Vic, the motherfucking click, Cygnus, thank you so much for coming through. Big Mad Mo, again Mo, apologies. I did not just not do the stream yesterday because I didn't feel like it. Epic was literally down, and my copy of Football Manager is on Epic Games. Thank you to who else came through? Who else? Stanley Francois, the Genna.
Yo,
Oshus' Stalker, I guess. The Elemental Hero, the Shadow Link Dragon. It's a long profile name, but okay. Sunrash as well. Thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope I did. Oh, Sour Blow and 108 Dragon.
Can we
and
add
Broman Fifth Floor also.
Can
Who
I
else?
add real quick?
Yeah.
If you're looking to get the PS5 disc drive, it's sold out. It's sold out. So scalpers are already on it, so you don't have to worry about getting that.
Anyways, and this is something I forgot to add as well when we're discussing the PS5 Pro. I should start making notes about this. I'm okay getting the Pro and getting rid of my base PS5, even though the base one that I have has CD, because of where I live. There's no physical PS5 discs. There's no the only physical PS5 discs in Mozambique is like for FIFA, Call of Duty, you know, those super casual games that's not what I play. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm not his stalker. I just want to troll him a little. All right, sure, bro. Move them goalposts just like you're moving them just like Oshus. You know what? I might start thinking you are Oshus. Anyways, thank you to everyone for coming through. Really appreciate it. Please make sure to smash the like button, subscribe on your way out. We are on the journey to 1,200 subscribers on YouTube. We stagnated for a bit, but looks like the subs are going up again. Please make sure to share this out, even if it's to make fun of us, because publicity is publicity.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We do shows every single day of the week. So on Mondays, me and Ham and Oshus and Taye and sometimes Matt do the everything plus gaming podcast where we talk about video games, movies, TV shows, etc. Right? Everything. That's why it's called Everything Plus Gaming. Tuesdays I do a Football Manager stream. Right now I'm playing Football Manager 2024, managing Trenčín in Slovakia. So you can imagine the struggle. Wednesdays it's the Lowdown with me and Ham, but this week it was me and Matt because Ham is not available. Thursdays, normally we have a college football stream, but again, Ham will not be available. Friday, it's bullsitting with the whole TSWS family, which is me, Ham, Matt, Cozy Beluga, Mental Naina, and a special guest or two. Saturdays, we have a very, very buttoned up Halo stream with Kalela. Like, she is very good at Halo. She streams ranked, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure to come through on Saturdays to watch her stream. As for us, that's the show. Thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate everyone. Goodbye.